All right, we're just going to get straight into it. What's going on, people on YouTube? This is a brand new YouTube channel that I like to call Gerent Heights. I am here with my good friend, Mr. Strikewarrior. Say what's up, mister.
What's up?
So, we thought, in the spirits of starting this brand new channel for myself and continuing Strike Warriors channel, we thought we actually got into a pretty good. I thought we got into a pretty good conversation. Was it yesterday or the day before? Forget.
I think it was on possibly Thursday night.
Yeah, dude, we've been staying up. We've been staying up a little bit. We've been staying up probably too long. This past 3 days have
Yeah,
been.
I probably should stop drinking a rain or bang or whatever the heck I'm drinking right now at 1 a.m.
Dude, it doesn't even feel. It feels like 8 p.m. right now, dude. This is bad. Like I'm starting to get used to
Okay.
it being like that. But
Uh,
so we got into a really good conversation. We thought it would be a great video topic. I guess we could technically say this is a podcast episode. This is kind of just us spitballing. So the topic for which will be my first video. I think you'll be putting this on your channel as well. Yeah.
Probably.
Sweet. So the title, as you probably have already seen, but the top 10 most influential games of our childhood. So, not necessarily like what we think are the best games ever, but kind of the games that paved the way to the disturbing, disgusting gamers we are today, bro. Oh my goodness. So, with that being said, um, you can see I already showed mine as well as Strike Warrior's YouTube channel. So go ahead and give both of us a follow or a subscription on YouTube. We both also have Twitch channels, which actually will open that up for you guys as well. That way we can see, you guys will be able to see on my screen. Throughout the episode as well, dude. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to edit that out already, bro. The first thing you see on freaking Twitch, bro. Dude, terms of service, bro. Like, calm down. My God. Like, dude, what is this? We've gotten to plenty of
Because you
conversations
never
about that.
know.
Probably
Yeah.
have to edit that out. All right. So here is the Gerent Heights Twitch channel, as well as we'll go ahead and show yours. Do, 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 do.
Also, if you guys want to, we do have a Discord, but I don't know if we're really gonna be using it.
Yeah. It's pretty much, I set up the Discord. It's called House of Heights. That one has two amazing humans running it. The only two people in it right now. But once both communities start to build, you guys can swing by on in there. We can shoot the
Or
breeze.
if you wanna just hit up old Strike here on the Discord himself, it's the Strike. I think I called it the Strike Pack.
Hmm.
Yeah, they
Oh, I
call it the
think you
Strike
remember saying
Pack
that.
on Discord. Yeah, but I'll
Okay,
figure it out.
I gotta
I'll
add
figure
that
it
as
out
well.
later.
Yeah, I think we talked about it earlier. I don't even think I've ever used it. So
Yeah, no, neither have I.
yeah, so we can start with honorable mention. So if you want to go ahead and start, if you have an honorable mention, you can go ahead and start with that one for the people.
All right. So yeah, I'm pretty young, so nothing really gonna surprise you. So I'm a kid back in 2003, and I just got my hands on a video game based off the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles TV series around the same time period, and that game really was like the first like video game I really played, and let's just say it's better than Superman 64.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Otherwise, yeah, it's fun running around as the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and stuff.
What's it called?
I don't remember the full title. I just remembered it was a Teenage Ninja Turtles title in like 2003.
2003.
Yeah, let me see if I can't pull it up. Let's see.
Yeah, I'll look it up for you as well. Jeez, Wikipedia is bright, right? Oh my gosh.
Let me see if I
Mhm.
can find it.
Release years by system. I don't think I recall playing a Ninja Turtles game, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I don't
no,
think I
it's
ever
weird.
got into it.
It's
Oh, here we go. Was it Game Boy Advance? Or was it
let's
game
see
like
here.
GameCube?
I might have played this one on the PS2.
So there is one called Teenage Mutant
Yeah,
Ninja Turtles, very
yeah, the
original,
one for
right?
the PS2. Yeah, the one for the
Oh, okay,
PS2.
so here it is. I think this is the one right here.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
based on the 2003 TV series.
No way.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was fun. That one
That's
was
pretty
fun.
cool. I didn't even, dude, I don't even remember that. That's freaking weird. Especially PS2 games. I'm pretty good with like remembering at least PS2 games. I don't remember this one. Damn. Sheesh. Okay. So that'll be your first. How many honorables do you have?
I just got like two.
Two. Okay. I think I'll probably keep it at two as well. So for my first, and I'll show that on screen. So I showed yours on screen. So I'll show mine as well. My first honorable mention, this one, I forget when this came out. I'm showing you right now. It says it came out 2008. So I recall this being, so 2008, I was probably in like eighth grade, I think. The first game I ever really remember like beating, and I think I talked to you about this one. Frontlines Fuel of War, bro. It was a first person shooter. I guess it was made specifically for the 360, is what it says. I
Hmm.
definitely played it on the 360, so I remember it. But I'll throw in some game footage for both. That way we're not too boring. But yeah, this game I remember it being like pretty good. I don't remember it being like you know certain FPS games that possibly might be on someone's list. Um, that are like classic or like legendary like status, but it was a game where I remember being like so happy when I beat it. Like, oh my gosh, it's the first game I ever beat. I'm sure I beat games before that because I was playing video games since I was like, since I honestly can remember before my CTE and dyslexia kicked in. And like,
Those were always fun.
yeah, it's always normal, dude. I remember this game being like action packed and like super fun. I'm not sure if there was a multiplayer in it, but yeah, that'll be my first honorable mention just to give it a like that was my first time like solidifying that I beat a game. I was like all proud of myself in eighth grade.
um.
So this will be your second honorable mention for you.
All right. So I'm actually changing what I have written down here.
Ooh, okay.
Um. Halo Reach for me was the first Halo game I've ever played, and for me being such a big fan of the series,
Hmm.
I'm actually shocked that Reach was the first one I played. But it just didn't, in my eyes, it just couldn't crack into the top 10. But it was a great game.
I think I don't know if I don't know if I specifically played it. I definitely think my friend used to play. He was a big Halo guy. He played this one I think a lot. I always get this one confused with what's the one I was just playing earlier? um it's not like an actual first person shooter. Halo. Oh, yeah, I get it confused with Halo Wars all the time. I don't know why. Halo Reach. I always think like, "Oh, Halo Wars" for some reason. What age were you when you played this one?
Let's see here. Halo Reach came out.
Oh,
Halo Reach came out
2010. Dude,
here. 2010?
2010,
2010.
bro.
Holy crap. 2010 this
2010.
game came out?
We'll be
See
talking about
here.
that probably. That'll be a theme today. 2010.
Jeez,
Damn,
I was
IGN
only
gave it
eight.
a
I was
dude.
only I was only 8 years old for this.
Dude, IGN gave it a 9.5 out of 10. Wow.
Dude, Bungie's farewell to the Halo series, they went off on a bang.
Sheesh. Halo Reach. Yeah, I'll put in maybe a little bit of footage from it. It'll be fun for me to research that and look that up because I don't remember playing that like that for some reason. So my second and final honorable mention, I think I talked about this with you last time we talked about it, but The Incredible Hulk for Game Boy SP. Another childhood, like, this one was one, I don't remember when I, so this is, damn, this says 2003 it was released.
Jesus.
So I'm not sure how true that is, but yeah, May 27th, 2003 is when it says it released. So I got this. I was living in my grandma's house at this point, so I was tiny, and I got a Game Boy SP, I believe, for my birthday. That year, or I think it probably was an early birthday present because my birthday's in July. But this was like I remember specific like gameplay from this game. This game was like awesome, man. I really enjoyed this one. Kind of similar to like a uh, Spider-Man type game on the SP or like on a Game Boy.
Hmm.
But I remember just freaking having the Hulk and you're just running around and freaking punching a hole through people's chest cavities, bro. Like you're just this big green bean just freaking smashing everyone, dude. Hilarious.
Hey, strongest Avenger.
One of the more freaking fun games probably that I played. So that'll be it for our honorable mentions. But now, this is where the good stuff. This is where the good stuff gets in. So again, we aren't specifically saying these are like our top 10 best games played ever, but most influential growing up. I'll go ahead and start us off. Number one, or excuse me, number 10 rather. Number 10 is not necessarily a game, but it is the PS2 demo discs. So I think people would get like, I don't even know if it was like a Game Informer, but it was like a gaming magazine. I don't know if I'm pretty sure it was probably specific to PlayStation, obviously. But you would get like a magazine and then you would get a demo disc in there and it would have like, I don't even remember, maybe like up to like 8 demos and maybe some of them would be like videos. Like I remember watching a demo disc of, or I remember watching like part of this demo disc was showing how like people made video games. So at that point in my life when I was like a little freaking infant, like not an infant, but like probably 7, like watching people create video games, I'm like, dude, I almost think I want to like do that. But then you realize that you need like heavy math, and then I'm like, probably gonna be a football coach instead because I don't need a lot of math for that, dude. But my number 10 would be the PlayStation 2 demo disc just because I remember playing through a bunch of specifically, obviously, PS2 games. Um, but like PS2 is legendary. So being able to play all those different types of demos, playing like the same demo for hours on end per day, that's just one of my best childhood memories. So number 10 for me would be the PS2 demo disc or discs. So you are on number 10. You hear me?
Hmm.
Good. So that's my number 10. You can go ahead and give yours.
All right, number 10 for me is NBA 2K. Now, really like I had 2K11, which is regarded as might be regarded as like the best one, but the 2K, my first true 2K that I really sat down and played by myself a lot was 2K14.
Ooh, forgot about that one.
Yeah.
I think we talked about a couple of 2Ks. So are you putting like 2K as a like a full list type deal, like not one specific one?
No, I mean not really truly a specific one, but
Mm,
it's more like man, like the really ones that I like truly like played like a lot really started from 2K14 and on.
mm.
Like I really like sat down and played them.
Yeah, I think 2K, like you were saying, 2K11 is probably regarded by the 2K specific community as the best. But yeah, I forgot about 2K. I had a lot of fun on 2K14, honestly. I had a lot of. I think that was the one where I had the quadruple double I told you about. That's funny. Oh, that's right, because LeBron's on the cover of 2K14. That was a good one. Was
Yeah,
that
and that
the?
was the first console jump too,
That's right. I was gonna
jumping
say
from
that's
360 to
that's a
Xbox
brand
One.
new one. I feel like the graphic jump in that game was like the highest so far.
Yeah. Now, my career itself has been a kind of a disaster for the last few years, but the story keeps getting worse and worse. But that one, yeah, that wasn't bad. You had LeBron, if I'm not correctly, I think you get LeBron greeting you
Mm,
like, as you make it to the NBA.
yeah, that's a good one. So that's number 10. So going to number 9. This is actually a dual pick. So we spoke on it earlier, but 2010 for me at least it's still my favorite year to date. So I'm gonna combine two games into this one. So number 9 is going to be the tag team, even though they're different companies that made them. NBA 2K10 and Madden 10. So probably the most fun I've ever had in a Madden game to date. And I still compare Madden games to Madden 10, even though I don't think people really rate this one very high in the Madden community. Um, but I don't know what it was. This one specifically for me, graphics, gameplay, movement of the body, although not super realistic, I probably had the most fun in like the it's obviously it's on the top 10 most influential, but one of the most fun games I've ever had. I remember this was like also the time when this is like my freshman year of high school, so this is when I'm starting to like really get into football and really get into like the scheming and all that. So I remember getting like this it was, you know how you get like the walkthrough like books that they give. So if it's like a role playing game, they'll give you like tips on like what to do. This
Oh yeah,
one,
those were always helpful.
yeah, this one was like it had like plays and like when to run certain plays. So it was almost like you having like your own playbook. So that was like a time where I was starting to get like knee deep into it and like take it super serious, even though I was not the best like at all. I would just have fun freaking smashing on my friends. Like I think I beat the computer. I think I put it on rookie just to see what would happen in 15-minute quarters. I beat the computer 280 to nothing, and it was like you can't score anymore or the game's gonna like malfunction. I'm like, dude, what? And
Oh
then
yeah, I remember when that glitch still occurred on like Madden. I mean, not really. It's not really a glitch. It's more like there is a scoring limit in every Madden.
hmm,
It's just each year it either changes or it goes up a number.
And I remember trying to do it years later on 2K10 on the 360, and or excuse me, on Madden 10 on the 360, and I couldn't replicate it for some reason. So I think that showed how much I played it at the time. And then NBA 2K10, I mean, my favorite basketball player of all time is Kobe. Him being on the cover was obviously special,
Rest
but
in peace to the Mamba.
yeah, the freaking my goat, dude. Um, I don't know what it was with this one. I played this one so much. I remember at this time you could do like you could set it to like 2 minutes left in the game or like 30 seconds left in the game, and you could just try to like hit a buzzer beater and stuff like that, like create your own moment type of thing. Like the fact that they don't have that now is kind of funny, but I played this game hours on end. So that was, yeah, that's my number nine, was the combination of Madden 10 and NBA 2K10.
On a side note, a thing I've miss that Madden doesn't do anymore was
Mm.
the old bring let you do like combine
Mm.
like back I think I forget which Madden was. I think it was back in Madden '08.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's probably or probably closer to '09 now that I think about it. Where you
Like
can
the
just
running back
run the
drills and stuff.
yeah, you can run the combine with the run. You can run like the 40, and it can
Oh
base
yeah.
off just how fast you can hit LTRT or R2, L2 R2 depending on your console
Hmm.
or shit. Or heck, if even if you're on PC, probably how fast you can hit the spacebar.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, no, but honestly, I miss that, and they should probably honestly they should just bring that back.
I honestly think they should. I almost feel like they should kick it back to like, I don't know how I feel about it being, oh, the realism and stuff like that. I almost don't like that aspect. As funny as that sounds. I almost liked it
Honestly,
when it was not realistic.
for me, downfall of Madden is really when they add it back on Madden, really Madden 18.
Hmm.
I no, scratch that. Madden 16. When the after yeah,
Odell.
You put Odell on the cover,
Hmm.
and right after you now add a whole brand new mechanic of the game, the now known as the aggressive catch, the rack
Oh,
catch.
yep.
I mean, yes, at the time that stuff's all cool and stuff, but it really made you change the way you had to play and like what kind of guys you would go get.
Oh yeah, 100%. 100 freaking percent. So that was my number nine. So what about
Ready?
you?
You know
So
what I
you would be
mean?
on nine as well, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
My number nine. Um, let's just travel back in time real quick again.
Let's do it.
We're going to go back to the year 2010.
Oh man, we dude, 2010. I swear,
Great year.
great year.
Great
Even
year
the
for video
music was
games.
good, dude.
I know, right? Yeah, so we go back to 2010, back to hopefully EA can replicate this with I don't know if they're continuing NBA Live. But
Oh, that's
NBA
right.
Live 2010 for me was one of the great basketball games I've ever played. And really, yeah, sure, the graphics and the shooting weren't that great and stuff, but the fact that you can just sit down, load up playing with the U.S. international team that year, and just go dominate around the world stage will forever just be like a W for me. Just because like that team, that's like 2 years past the Redeem team, if I'm
Mm.
correct.
Yep. Yep. 2008 was the
You still
redeem.
got yeah, so you got Kobe in his prime. You got Dwayne Wade. You got LeBron, Dwight Howard, fresh off a DPOY.
Mm-hmm.
You got like all these crazy guys. Even Chris Paul, even a young Chris Paul too. That's just
That's true.
that team is just great. And even if never see it, I honestly want to see what would happen if they squared off with the Dream Team. To be honest,
100%. I think that would be.
Be a
I
crazy
wish I
game.
wish you could do that.
That'd be crazy.
That would be insane.
All right, on to you.
Cool. So that's a good one. Funny too. That's three freaking 2010 games right in a row. Um, and that's the second number that will be a reoccurring. So once just a spoiler, I have a couple um in the stop like the more top side of my list that will be a reoccurring number as well. But my number 8, this one was so infamous for me that I actually played it. My mom went to the dentist one day and they for some reason had a PS2 in there and they had this game on it and I ended up winning the freaking title. Um and like basically beating the game at this dentist office, but this one an infamous one for me. The first WWE SmackDown versus Raw. So I'll show the clip of this one, but it's Mr. McMahon on the cover with a blue and a red eye to like go with SmackDown or yeah SmackDown and Raw. And dude, this one I just remember specifically more taking my time on um, the because this one was on the PS2. So again, for some reason, PS2 games are just goaded. But I remember really getting in depth on my like wrestler and making my own wrestler. So this one I kind of combined with, let's see here, it would be SmackDown versus Raw 2008. So this is again, I'm like in eighth grade. On this one, it was so infamous for me because my favorite wrestler of all time is The Undertaker, and he was on the cover with John Cena and Bobby Lashley. So it was SmackDown vs. Raw 2008 featuring ECW. And at the time, it was John Cena as the WWE champion, Bobby Lashley was the ECW champion, and then Undertaker was the World Heavyweight champion, which is like my favorite wrestler and my favorite championship is Undertaker and the World Heavyweight. So it was like it was like the last era of wrestling being good for
And his
me at
name
least.
is John
Oh my god, I did not expect that.
I heard John Cena and I felt compelled to just play
Yeah.
that.
But yeah,
I
this
mean,
one
hell,
was
John Cena is
so
a great
fun.
actor now, playing characters like Peacemaker and
I just saw a
ironically,
clip of that show too. That was pretty
oh,
funny.
that show was good. Yeah, that show was hilarious.
But yeah, this one I think I played this one on my PSP also. SmackDown vs. Raw 2008. I remember playing. We were driving my sister to a dance, and when she was in high school, and I ended up for some reason playing this game on the PSP. So that's another good flashback. So that is my number 8, SmackDown vs. Raw and SmackDown vs. Raw 2008 featuring ECW. So I'll hand it over to you for your number 8.
Let's see here. I have. You know what? I'm making another change here. So I originally had written down here the Lego Batman franchise, but I'm gonna just combine that. The game I just remembered. Let's go back to here. I gotta pull up the year for this one. Insomniac Games have made such incredible games, from in my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
but nothing will really stop the original game known as Resistance: Fall of Man back in 2006.
Resistance Full.
Now,
Oh my gosh, bro.
this game,
What
I
in the
just
world?
remembered that it existed
Oh
like
my gosh.
literally 20 seconds ago as I'm sitting here playing Lego Stars. And they're like, hey,
That's
the Resistance is
crazy.
pretty much screwed here. Like, wait a minute. I remember something
Dude,
like
I
that.
remember this PlayStation 3 too. I
Uh,
remember this cover.
dude, this game franchise, the
Wow.
first two games in this franchise were so good. Too
Wow.
bad the third one fell off a cliff, but honestly, the first two were such good games. I was really enjoying the series.
Wow. That's
I
great. I haven't seen
actually
that cover in
just got
so
lucky.
long.
I was just lucky enough that PS3 still worked enough that I was able to replay this game recently, and that was just fun.
Dude, what? That's a great one. That's a great. Completely. That hasn't entered my brain since freaking it came out. Probably. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
no, but 2006,
That's a
another
good
good
one.
year.
2006 was a great year too.
Another good year. I mean, heck, Miami won the title with Shaq and D Wade that year.
Oh, that's right. Damn. Yeah, that's one of the, I feel like that's one of the better game covers too. Like they say not to judge a book by its cover, but when I was in 8th grade and 7th grade playing video games, that's exactly what I would do. I would go into GameStop. Hey, this cover is awesome. Let me get this, dude. And I would end up playing it, and usually the game was good. And this is definitely a game I would judge a book by its cover on. So that was your number 8. So now it's starting to get good. Number 7 for me is another combo: backyard basketball and football 2004. So we've had a conversation about this plenty of times by now, but for those of you who have played these games, oh my goodness. Like, and you know what's funny too? I'm going to ask you a question and just take like 5 seconds to just don't answer so that when I ask it, people that are watching this will answer it, and then when you say it, they're gonna match your answer, and then we're gonna laugh when that happens. Who is the
Yeah.
best non-professional athlete character in the entire backyard sports roster? Five,
I mean,
4,
I'm pretty
3.
sure there was a poll on Twitter for this too. On I believe it was ESPN's Twitter account
Mm.
that they tweeted the best like not like fictional characters in sports and the goat himself, Pablo Sanchez, out here was like number 3 in the list, and it was like ridiculous.
Bro. And
Or number
I
he might have been number 1 too.
dude,
I forget. I haven't looked at that list in
I
so
would be
long.
surprised if he wasn't. Honestly, dude, like
He's literally the goat for a reason.
he's honestly just the guy. And I'm gonna either put like a clip of him freaking smashing on
Or
someone
all you gotta
or
do really just
some
find a clip of you hitting a dinger with this guy.
any of this. And as soon as you said that, I typed in Pablo Sanchez. The first thing that pops up, Pablo Sanchez is the GOAT in backyard baseball, and it's a YouTube video.
E-
Like I don't
exactly.
know, there's nothing that needs to be said. He has a shirt that's he was basically rocking the crop top before Ezekiel Elliott was, dude. We're talking
Yeah.
about someone that was solidified in the streets at probably age 5, dude. Whatever age he is. His head is huge, but that doesn't stop him from having just all the sauce, dude, and being good at every single sport that he
Wow.
plays.
It's ridiculous.
Dude, that
Man's
is
really can do it
hilarious.
all. Man's can do it all.
One of the freaking goats in gaming history, bro. He's one of the goats. But yeah, backyard basketball and backyard football. For me personally, you can even throw baseball in there. Honestly, 2004. You got Timmy D on the cover, and then you've got on this one, the one I played specifically was Jeff Garcia on the cover. I played this on freaking an old PC, like something that you would look at nowadays and not even freaking want to like kick it because it's like those Nokia phones that are just like bricks, dude. Just old and garbanzo beans. But great memories with those two games. So that was my number 7. So on to your number 7.
I mean, you'll hear it from me later, but I I did play different version of Backyard Sports,
Mm,
and it was just as good,
100%.
maybe even better.
100%. So you're number 7.
Number 7. Well, this is either the most poetic thing I could have done, not realizing it, but well, there's a character you may know him of James Bond.
Oh,
He codenamed 007. All right.
double O. Self.
Now, the game I'm referring to here is GoldenEye from 1997.
Mm.
This game was the very first FPS I've ever played in my life. And playing this thing on the PS2, whoo, was ridiculous. Playing with listening to the iconic James Bond music too in the background.
Mm-hmm.
It's just great.
That's a. Yeah, I think I remember you talking about this one. You know what's crazy? I don't know if I really played it, to be honest with you. I know this is on a lot of people's like GOAT game lists. Like they freaking have this
Oh,
like
dude,
top
this
10
game
on their
backs it
actual.
up for being what? How old? 1997? What year are we in again? Oh yeah, 2022.
22.
Man, this game being that old and
Sheesh.
still being, and I think some people still think this is the best game made. I agree with them.
That's another good one right there. So that was your number 7. So going
Double O
in,
Seven.
that's hilarious. Did you do that on purpose, it?
No, I'm not joking. That was actually a coincidence.
Damn, that's funny. Straight coincidence,
What's funny
man.
was I have it written down here at number 6,
Hmm.
but me thinking back, there's one game I would put over. There's a game I would put over it, and
Oh,
that
okay.
happened to be at number 7. So I'm like, all right, let me just
Nice.
swap it.
Sweet. So yeah, another good one by you. Number 6 for me. I already have it typed in, ready to go. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. Another PS2 game that I. It was funny. We were talking about this the other day. You said you weren't a skater. I wasn't really a skater either. I didn't really. I literally think I skated probably like for a week or 2 weeks with my friend group in like 5th grade or 4th grade, something like that. Like, I never really got into skateboarding. But this one I feel like is a culture setter. Like, this one is like one where you could ask pretty much any. Oh my gosh, in the menu. Oh, even the menu was nasty. You could ask like honestly most groups of people that played video games growing up at this time, which I actually want to see when this came out. It says this one came out, wow, September 19th, 2000, bro. Setting the freaking 2000s off with a bang. And then Neversoft. If you want to Google that, Neversoft was with the video game company. Their logo was like Neversoft, and the O was an eyeball with a freaking arrow stuck
Oh,
through it.
they were good.
Another infamous freaking thing. But yeah,
I
this
mean,
one I feel like was a culture setter. Like, you didn't even have to skateboard to like this game. Like, this game, 100%, um, a really freaking fun game. I played this one a bunch on the PS2. So my number 6 was Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. So you can go into your number 6.
number 6. Well, there's only really one thing I could think of when you think of the Call of Duty franchise.
Mission failed. We'll get him next time.
Now, I can't remember which exact Call of Duty this one's coming from, but MW2. Yeah, there's not much. What do you need to say? It's
If we're talking about culture and legendary, it's just
bro,
you show
this
this
the
game cover and it's
probably
like, oh. Okay.
The original Modern Warfare 2, not the new one that's coming out
Yeah.
in
Hopefully
like
that's
a year or
good.
so. Yeah, hopefully.
Something like that. I hope it's good.
Yeah, so this game was just so good. Second second multiplayer game I ever played. Playing this one with my brother.
Mm.
This one was just great.
Yeah, that's I think that's another one that would be on a lot of people's top 10 list greatest games of all time, in my opinion. That's one of I mean, sheesh. I'm trash at first person shooters, and I played the heck out of this one too.
Yeah.
Even in the Xbox parties when people are like just ending people's lives verbally, dude, like you put up with that just to play this freaking game. And then now if you go into it, that's all the lobbies are just glitched out and freaking bunch of cheaters are in the game and stuff.
I mean, heck, you think about infamous moments from this game, just look no further than the gun, the intervention. That sniper, if you literally knew how to quick scope, oh god, I would be staying away from you as far as possible, just so I won't get quick scoped by you.
And then you got the infamous no Russian. You open as
Oh,
soon
that
as those
mission,
elevator doors open, it's just like,
that
wait a
mission.
second, crazy,
Yeah. I mean
absolutely
that I
crazy.
mean yes that the game did get a lot of flack for that one, but
100%.
on the bright side, they now added if you download the remastered of Modern Warfare 2's campaign,
Hmm.
they do give you an option to skip the level,
Oh wow, I didn't even
which
know that.
which I guess is perfectly fine. Yeah, if you want to skip it, then yeah.
Hmm.
But honestly, I I don't skip it. It's just but like knowing that the option is there for you to skip it, I think that's just fine.
Yeah.
But honestly, I prefer just not to shoot during the whole level.
You said you get an achievement for it, right?
I think there is a secret achievement if you don't shoot,
That's funny.
or if you just try to kill the the bad guys, you just try to kill them.
Oh, okay.
I think there's one of them.
That's
I
funny.
forget which one it is.
Okay, that's another good one. So that will bring us into both of our top fives. So this one for me, my top five it gets pretty good. Number five, we got ESPN NFL 2K5. So this one is regarded as probably one of the better football games, or specifically NFL games of all time, if not the best by some people's opinions. Um, this one, for me, ties into the fact that LaDainian Tomlinson was my favorite football player of all time at that current time. Uh, like when I first started playing football, I was number 21 my first year. Like he was my freaking favorite, and I remember just being the Chargers, wearing the old, I think when I want to say it's like the 1970s like throwbacks. I'll show that on the YouTube video when I edit it, but I would it was like the dark blue with like the super like neon yellow uniforms. I would put those on out of BLT, and then they also had this, which I can't even believe no one's ever done this since then, from what I know. But you could have like you had a view of basically first person where you could see through your face mask and you were playing like whatever position I guess that you wanted to be. Like, geez, gameplay wise, and it's hard to say. Like, just basically everything about the game for me is just super infamous. Even the cover with To on it, catching the ball with his left hand.
I mean
I
that
think I still
year,
have it, to be honest with you.
if I'm correct, is that the year the Eagles played the Patriots in the Super Bowl with To played on like a broken leg or something,
Oh,
like ridiculous.
yeah, you might be right. I forget exactly what year that happened. That sounds correct though.
I also forget which year that is too, but that year is crazy.
No, 100%. But yeah, I just remember. I think I honestly still have that game in like storage somewhere, or even outside in my I have like these storage bins. I think I still have it. I actually have freaking I don't even know why it's sitting by me, but I have for the camera NBA. Damn, there's like shite on it. NBA 2K7. I don't know why I have this here, but Shaq's on the cover. He's on the Heat. But it's a 360. I got it from GameStop. $6 used at the time. Ugh. But yeah, back when 2K5 or 2K was making freaking football games, you had Chris Berman also for the like halftime show, pregame, and I don't know if they did a postgame, but Boomer was one of my favorite guys. So my number 5, ESPN 2K5.
All right. For me, number 5. You look at the world George Lucas has made with Star Wars, seeing how EA's remade the Battlefront franchise.
Mm.
But I want to go back to I'm gonna have to look the year up for this one too, because this one's just the original Star Wars Battlefront 2. Now, that game for me, if I'm correct, I think it might have been 2005.
That
Yes, it is
sound, yeah,
2005. Playing this game fresh off
yeah, 2005.
watching if I'm correct, it was episode Revenge of the Sith.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it sounds
Being
about
a
the
kid,
timeline sounds right.
being a kid, coming off watching episode 6 and wanting to play a Star Wars game, I saw no better Star Wars game to play at this time than this one. Unless I was gonna go play Lego Star Wars, but we'll see where that one's placed.
Oh, yeah, this one for sure. Battlefront 2. I mean, way ahead of its time. Way ahead of its time in terms
Honestly,
of
my
like
personal
level
favorite part of
design
this
and
whole my personal favorite of this whole game is if you're ever using Mace Windu and you happen to be defeated as Mace Windu, you're just gonna hear him say, "I've done all I can. May the Force be with you." And I just feel like that may be the greatest, most useless line that you will ever hear Mace Windu say. Should have just made Anakin a dang Jedi Master, and he wouldn't be in that situation.
That's awesome. Nice. Good number 5. Number 4 for me. We're gonna throw it back to, let me look at the actual year. We're gonna throw it back. This game came out in 99. Jeez. 1999. Grand Theft Auto 2. So for those of you kids that are just used to, GTA 5, and you guys are blessed to have the amazing graphics that we have nowadays, I want you to just pay attention to whatever I have on the screen, or do yourself a favor and just Google GTA 2, and I want you to tell me if you could play that game without pulling your freaking hair bald. So this one, the difference between this game and like all the other GTAs, which is funny comparing this one to even GTA 3 because they're so different. GTA 2 was bird's eye view. So you have a view of a car or your person, your character, at a bird's eye view level with these super wonky controls. You could actually, I think if you press circle, you could burp and fart on command, which I don't, why you need that. I really don't know.
That just sounds like one of the most possibly useless things you could say.
100, just like you, but I mean, I did run around spamming circle like all the time, but I mean, you couldn't see, like, if you were driving on the street, you would be running away from cops. You would not see like the turn until the last second. So you're smashing into buildings consistently. But I don't know what it was about this game. We talked about this earlier, but or like the last time that we talked about our top 10 lists before we like decided to actually officially do it. the soundtrack is specifically this one song is just legendary for me. So like tying that, and I'm really big on soundtracks for games, and this song is so freaking cool. So it would get you like so revved up and ready to go to play this game. But just the goofiness of this game and like the difference between this and like a GTA 3 is crazy. But yeah, my number, what would that be? Number 4 was GTA 2. So you can give your number 4.
We're on number 4.
Yeah. Number 4.
Now, I did just tease this, but we are making another change in my list. Lego Star Wars is literally one of the most legendary games of my childhood. Lego Star Wars, the complete saga, for reference.
Ooh, okay.
I'm so happy that this game is now been basically remade into the Skywalker saga, which if you want to
Ooh, okay. Yeah, no,
see
that's cool.
gameplay for that, I will be starting a let's play on the Skywalker saga very soon.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah. You said you're gonna stream it?
Yep, we're gonna be streaming that live on Twitch, or you can catch the rerun on YouTube.
Hell yeah. That's yeah, I'm definitely gonna check that out because I haven't seen gameplay for this in a long time. Oh, that's right. Darth Maul on the cover, the goat himself. Vader. Ooh, excuse me. Oh yeah, that's another good one. Yeah, Lego Star Wars is always freaking fun, dude. Takes a little bit of the seriousness out while you're freaking zipping and freaking slicing people up, dude. And then you got Princess Leia in like her classic garb. That's sick. Dang. Cool. Number 3 for myself. This was a game that I played growing up as a youngin'. Very, very young. Probably too young to be playing a game like this. This game came out July 25th, 2001. So it actually came out earlier than I thought. But this one came out July 25th, 2001. Max Payne 1, the original Max Payne game. One of the more, looking back on it, at least one of the more uglier graphic games of all time, in my opinion. But one of the more like edgy and just kind of hardcore games that were released. I mean, if you look back on it, games in the early 2000s probably had that like more edgy feel, I feel like. And this one, sheesh, I remember playing this with my dad, and I would play it by myself sometimes at night, and I would be so freaking scared, like to go to sleep at night because I thought someone was gonna like freaking break in. Like, this guy is basically just a straight assassin. You got freaking bullet time. You can jump in slow motion and just freaking clap people. Like, this eventually led to my love for like Max Payne 2, and then obviously finishing with I don't know necessarily finishing because we didn't get like a clear and concise ending, but my love for Max Payne 3. But this one, sheesh, to me, great cutscenes like in comic book form and stuff like that, and just a fun one, dude. But probably not something I should have been playing at like freaking. Sheesh, well, how old was I in 21? I was probably like freaking 6, dude. Or in 2001, I was probably like 6, 7. Shooting people
Yikes!
on a video game at 6, dude. Or
I mean,
7.
hell,
Like, golly.
I played my first Assassin's Creed at like age like 10.
I mean, I've been playing mature games from the jump, but I think that's a whole nother conversation that we can have. But I think it's more so like the parent like making
I
sure
mean,
that they understand certain things. But
if a parent like truly trusts the child, they
yeah,
then
yeah, I
yeah,
think
it's probably gonna end up being fine.
yeah, it's got some you gotta kind of keep an eye on. But like, Yeah, growing up, I think this one actually had a pretty strong story too, in my opinion. Maybe not like the more like the twists are crazy. It was kind of linear and whatever, but I thought it was pretty good to follow along and like play. I think I low key have it on my I thought it was backwards compatible. I might have it on my PS4 if I'm thinking correctly, but I forget. But yeah, number four, or excuse me, number three, Max Payne 1. So we'll give your number three now.
Right. What is? Yeah. So number three for me. Well, we already touched upon it. Backyard sports, the entire franchise. Now,
Nice.
I primarily loved playing 2000, I believe it is 2005 baseball with, and then playing the football ones. Honestly, football 2006. Whoo! Oh, that game was so good. You get just being able to have a team where you have not only the GOAT Pablo Sanchez on its side, but put LT, Michael Vick, like Torrey Holt, Tom Brady, like getting like these NFL legends like next to the GOAT himself, Pablo, is crazy. But then playing baseball using Albert Pujols, Derek Jeter, A Rod, like all these legends along with the GOAT himself, Pablo Sanchez. There's nothing better than it.
That's a good one. I mean, dude, so legendary. We've talked about it several times, but dude, if they could somehow bring it back and not make it stupid,
Honestly, just remaster. I'd be perfectly fine if they remastered '06.
yeah,
'06 football,
100%.
remaster '06 football. Boom, I'm in front of the line.
They need to, if they did that for 2004, obviously that's, I don't know why they would do that, but I mean, sheesh, I think people would buy it. But
Yeah.
having to buy like freaking PS2s and stuff for it, or having to dig and find a PS2 just to play it sucks. Like, I wish it was
Honestly,
easier.
Microsoft. I highly doubt Microsoft. Anyone in Microsoft watch this. Hey, can we get these games like brought back onto the Game Pass, please? That'd be great.
Yeah, for real. Like, can I get Backyard Football 2004, please? I don't have
Honestly,
anything to give you, but if you give that to me, I'll say thanks or something. That'd be nice, dude. Let's see.
getting down in the top two.
Getting into number two. This one might be a game, probably more so for like sports video game players. In their top games ever. But this one's just, I mean, you could show someone the cover of this. You could show someone a clip to a specific song to this game, and people would be like, oh, shoot, like, we know exactly what you're talking about. That would be NBA Street Volume 2. You have, I mean, Michael Jordan and Dr. J on the cover. Like, I mean, just absolutely legendary. The combination of the star power um is as like in terms of who was in the actual game, um combined with the gameplay mechanics and the freaking just the amount of fun that you could have, and the just out out of freaking just absolutely nutty gameplay and all that stuff, like Allen Iverson, Ben Wallace, Bill Russell. You got like I guess there's characters also from this NBA Street franchise, like a guy called Bonafide. You got, I guess Darius Miles was in it. I didn't even realize that. I remember Daryl Dawkins being an absolute annoyance in that game because he would block literally every shot. But shoot, like Julius Irving, obviously Kobe was in there, Magic, Mike, um, Oscar Robertson was in there. Just Paul Pierce, like the star power plus the gameplay and just the on like the fun that you would have in that game was just to on another level. Like the fact that it made my number 2 out of 10 is it actually kind of low-key surprised me. Like looking back on it, like just watching YouTube videos of it is so freaking cool. So my number 2 would be NBA, and I actually didn't do this on purpose either. NBA Street Volume 2 is my number 2. So you can give your number 2. Oops.
Now, my number 2 is gonna be kind of interesting. I don't know if people have probably played this, but um, let's just go back to you're just sitting there. It's the height of the late 90s, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think it is. But you have just pulling it up myself. You have the show of Dragon Ball getting brought over from the east to the west.
Ooh.
And so back in, oh, really, from 2005 to 2007,
Mm-hmm.
you have some pretty good fighting games coming
100%.
out with the Dragon Ball title,
Mm-hmm.
such as as I'm about to say, the Dragon Ball Tenkaichi games. These were always great. The Raging Blast games were great. Hell, even the latest entry in the Dragon Ball in for the games of Dragon Ball
Mm-hmm.
with Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
Oh, yep.
All all great freaking games.
And these were these like games where it was like similar to a maybe like a Mortal Kombat? Is it like that style of fighting
Uh,
or is it like
yeah,
okay.
100%. It's like Street Fighter, Mortal. It's like a Street Fighter type.
Ooh. So, and then involving only characters from Dragon Ball.
Yep,
That's
involving characters
sick.
from straight from the Dragon Ball franchise.
That sounds really fun.
Yeah.
I think this will be something I would want to watch people play. Like
Oh
watch
yeah.
gameplay of. That sounds really freaking fun.
Yeah. It was
I
always
mean,
fun to play too.
Angry Joe made his own freaking Dragon Ball board game, I guess. And that made me interested in the lore of Dragon Ball. Like I never really got into it. I think I used to watch it on like Cartoon Network when I was probably in like maybe high school or middle school. I would catch it like late night sometimes, but I never really like got into it. And I started really getting more interested in like anime stuff and that kind of culture. Like I honestly, this is gonna make me go and watch YouTube videos on it. And even if people stream it on Twitch, which I hope they do at this point, I'm definitely gonna check that out because
Man, playing this
that's
game,
something that'll
I
be
played this
fun.
game like back on the PS2 and stuff, and this thing was
Mm,
great.
yeah, that would be that's sick. I'm definitely gonna check that out now. Watch someone play it on YouTube or something. And now we are going to go ahead and get into our number ones. Um, Before I say my number one, I just want to say there is, I don't even remember how many games there are in the series now for this specific game series, but after the game I'm about to announce was it ended, everyone had a great time with it. It was rated high. Once the third game came out, and from the third game on, this game and this game series, and honestly, this game developer or whoever makes it has disappointed me to absolutely no end and legit like ruined the game series in my opinion. Like absolutely threw it in the garbage and made like a complete mockery of it. it was already partially a silly game, but it was also tied into something that I feel like we haven't really seen in video games other than like a Grand Theft Auto. And I don't even think Grand Theft Auto really dug into this aspect. Maybe other than San Andreas. I can't speak on that fully because I haven't played San Andreas, and that might sound insane to some people, but I never got around to playing it, which maybe I'll do that in the future. But it really brought a feel for gang culture and brought a sense of realness and like, holy crap, I get to run my own game type feel, mixed with some comedic relief. And it was actually a good combination instead of the third edition of this series and beyond being just absolutely complete jokes of video games, which honestly should have probably just been a different IP in my opinion. But with that being said, my number one most influential game growing up, released in the year, I want to say 2008, but I might be mistaken on that. Yeah, October 2008. I remember getting the collect. This is how psychotic I was. I got this game just with the disc, and then I liked it so much that I returned it to GameStop in order to repurchase the collector's edition for the game. The most dumb thing. The
That's
person
the
in there
first
probably
time I've
looked at
ever
me
heard
like,
that.
yeah, the person working there probably was like, what is wrong with you? But like, dude,
This is the
I needed the collector's edition. Like, you got a money clip, you got a map. I think I still have that stuff somewhere. But without any further introduction, my number one most influential game of my childhood growing up, Saints Row 2. A game I actually still have on my Xbox and my gaming laptop to this day. Just again, the combination of silliness, the combination of, the silliness and the realness of kind of getting a look into gang culture. And it was online co-op, so you got to play with a friend. So I played with one of my buddies. Growing up, we would play this like a bunch, and the story was fantastic. You got to, deal with police. You got to deal with like three other gangs, and you recapture the city. It's basically the whole deal of the game. But like, this was one I would suggest to anyone that likes, I guess, older games, but like any game that you like that has a more serious feel, but it's not always serious. A game that has a silly feel, but it's not always silly. Like, this one is just, honestly, if I were to rate it, like, this one to me probably wouldn't make my top 10 like greatest games of all time list if I was making one, like being an actual like video game critic, but it's on my most influential, and it's on my personal top 10 list, um, easily. Uh, I would suggest, and it's probably like $10 at this point. Like, I suggest everyone tries out this game because it's so freaking good. I think it gave you something that the Grand Theft Auto series really didn't. Again, but I haven't really looked too much into like San Andreas to see if they went into like gang culture as much as this one did. But yeah, that's my number one. Saints Row 2. So you
all
can go
right,
ahead and close us out.
and for my number one, I'm gonna go back to pretty sure. Yeah, so let's see here. We got 2000. The particular one I'm gonna talk about is from 2012, but this
Hmm.
entire series was absolutely fantastic. We're at the height of the Transformers in media for the 2000s at least.
Hmm.
Back in the 80s, and with that show when it originally aired, that show was great. But what I think really was like the height of High Moon Studios doing like having like a free story that they can just create whatever. they want to fit their own story.
Mm-hmm.
Transformers Fall of Cybertron at my number one. Now, this game, you played the first one and you're like, okay, this is amazing. But then I feel like it's really rare when you get a sequel to a game that on its own was fantastic.
Mm.
But when you get a sequel that's better than the original and leaves you on like a perfect cliffhanger that you want more, I think there's no other way to truly end a game. Too bad High Moon didn't really get to finish their trilogy.
Yeah, you rarely hear a game that's has a sequel that's better than the first one. That's like
Yeah.
almost unheard of.
Honestly, this game back in 2012 when I saw the announcement trailer,
Hmm.
oh my goodness, I was hyped. Like the hype for this game for me was over the moon.
Transformers. And was it an FPS?
It's a third-person shooter.
Oh, third person shooter. Okay. Heck yeah. Yeah, that's another one I'm gonna have to go and do during my research and editing the video. I'll be able to see like some gameplay for it, but that's something I definitely want to check out. See how that goes. So yeah, that's gonna close it out for us. That has been our top 10 most influential games of our childhood. In the comment section and comment sections rather, because it's going to be for both of our channels, let us know your top 10 most influential, as well as if you have a different list for like your actual all-time favorite games, or even your top 10 games of all time. Like if you want to go full game critic and give us your actual like these are the top 10 best video games of all time and the reasons why, we would love for that to take place. That way we can start talking to you guys, building a community and things. But with that being said, that will do it. We recorded for an hour and 14 minutes.
uh,
But yeah, so I'm not sure how long it'll be after I edit it and everything like that, but um, anyone that ends up watching this, uh, I'll speak for myself. I don't want to speak for both of us, but I think you'll probably agree. Anyone that ends up watching this, we appreciate it. Um, it's always nice to have people check out our videos and or our streams. So yeah, come on through to Strikewarrior's stream and his YouTube page, as well as what's your Twitter?
yeah, it's linked there.
It's linked there. Okay, so your social medias will be linked there as well. I'll also put our stuff in the description box of the YouTube video. That way you have easy access. But yeah, man, that with that being said, appreciate anyone that went ahead and watched. Gerent Heights, Strike Warrior, we are out. Deuces.
See ya.